Have you ever wondered what happened to Maya Millete, the mother of three who vanished from her home in California in January 2021? What about her husband Larry, who was arrested for her murder 9 months later, but still claims he is innocent? And what about their children, who have not seen or spoken to either of their parents for nearly 2 years? In this video, we will explore the complete story of the Millete family, a saga of love, betrayal, mystery, and tragedy that has captivated the nation. The Millete family seemed to have it all: a successful career in the Navy, a beautiful home in Chula Vista, and 3 adorable kids. But behind the scenes, there was trouble in paradise. Maya and Larry had been having marital problems for years, and Maya was planning to file for divorce. She even booked a consultation with a lawyer for January 12, 2021. But she never made it to that appointment. She was last seen on January 7, 2021, at her home where she had a heated argument with Larry. She never contacted her family or friends again, and her phone, car, and credit cards were left behind. Larry told the police that Maya had gone on a hike with a friend, but he could not provide any details or evidence to back up his story. He also refused to cooperate with the investigation and stopped answering questions from the media and the public. He claimed that he loved his wife and wanted her to come home, but his actions raised suspicions. He had been contacting spellcasters to put a hex on Maya, and he had a collection of guns and knives in his garage. He also had scratches on his arms and hands and blood stains on his clothes and car. The police searched the Millete home several times and collected hundreds of pieces of evidence, including surveillance footage, cell phone data, and DNA samples. They also interviewed dozens of witnesses, including Maya's family, friends, co-workers, and neighbors. They learned that Maya had confided in some of them about her unhappy marriage and that she had a new love interest. They also learned that Larry had a history of domestic violence and that he had threatened to kill Maya and himself if she ever left him. After months of painstaking work, the police finally had enough evidence to arrest Larry for Maya's murder. They believed that he killed her on the night of January 7, 2021, and disposed of her body somewhere. They have not revealed the exact cause or manner of death or the location of the body, but they say they have a strong case against him. Larry was taken into custody on October 19, 2021, and pleaded not guilty to the charge of first-degree murder. He is currently awaiting trial at the Vista jail, where he maintains his innocence and accuses the police of framing him. Meanwhile, Maya's family and friends have not given up hope of finding her alive, or at least finding her remains. They have organized countless searches, vigils, rallies, and fundraisers to keep her name and story alive. They have also taken care of Maya's children, who are now living with their grandparents. They say they want justice for Maya and closure for themselves and the kids. The Millete family's story is far from over. There are still many unanswered questions and many twists and turns to come. What really happened to Maya Millete? Where is her body? How will the trial unfold? And how will the children cope with the loss of both their parents? Stay tuned as we dive deeper into this fascinating and heartbreaking case. The story of Maya and Larry Millete began in 2002 when they met at a friend's birthday party in San Diego. They were both 18 years old, and they hit it off right away. They shared a common background, as they were both Filipino-American, and they had similar interests, such as music, movies, and travel. They soon became a couple, and after 4 years of dating, they got married in 2006. They seemed to have a happy and successful marriage. They had 3 children, 2 girls and a boy, who were 11, 9, and 4 years old at the time of Maya's disappearance. They lived in a spacious house in Chula Vista, a suburban city near San Diego. They both had stable jobs, as Maya worked as a contract specialist for the Navy and Larry worked as a ship fitter for the same branch. They enjoyed spending time with their family and friends, and they often went on camping trips, hiking adventures, and shooting ranges. But behind the scenes, their marriage was not as perfect as it appeared. According to Maya's family and friends, Larry was controlling, jealous, and abusive towards Maya. He would monitor her phone calls, texts, and social media accounts, and he would accuse her of cheating on him with other men. He would also verbally and physically assault her, leaving her with bruises and scars. Maya's sister, Marcus Wesson, said that Maya confided in her about Larry's abuse and that she was planning to divorce him. She said that Maya had even scheduled an appointment with a divorce lawyer for January 12, 2021. But Maya never made it to that appointment because on January 7, 2021, she vanished without a trace. The last time anyone saw or heard from Maya was around 5 p.m. that day when she had a video call with her family. She seemed happy and normal, and she told them that she was going to take a shower and then join them for dinner. But she never did. Her family tried to call her back, but her phone went straight to voicemail. They thought that maybe she had fallen asleep or that she had gone out with Larry. They didn't think much of it at first, until the next day, when they still couldn't reach her. They became worried, and they contacted Larry to ask him where Maya was. Larry told them that he didn't know, and that he thought she had gone for a hike by herself. He said that he had last seen her around 11 p.m. the night before when he went to bed. He said that when he woke up the next morning, she was gone, and that he assumed she had left for work. He said that he didn't report her missing because he thought she would come back soon. But Maya didn't come back, and Larry's story didn't add up. For one thing, Maya was an avid hiker, but she never went hiking alone, especially at night. She always took her phone, her ID, and her credit cards with her. But those items were left behind in the house. She also loved her children, and she would never leave them without saying goodbye or letting them know where she was. And she had a big family, who she was very close with, and who she talked to every day. She would never cut off contact with them for no reason. For another thing, Larry's behavior was suspicious. He didn't seem concerned about Maya's whereabouts, and he didn't cooperate with the police or the media. He refused to let the police search his house or his car, and he lawyered up. He also declined to participate in any of the search efforts or vigils that Maya's family and friends organized. He even stopped talking to Maya's family, and he forbade his children from seeing them. He isolated himself and his children from the outside world, and he acted as if nothing had happened. The police soon zeroed in on Larry as the prime suspect in Maya's disappearance. They obtained a search warrant for his house and his car, and they found some disturbing evidence. They found traces of blood on the door of the master bedroom and on the floor of the garage. They'd also found a cache of weapons, including guns, knives, and axes, some of which were illegal. They'd also found a book titled How to Get Away with Murder, and a note that read, "All these bullets plus these guns equals something wrong." But the most damning evidence was found on Larry's phone. The police discovered that Larry had installed a spy app on Maya's phone, and that he had been tracking her location, calls, text, and online activity. They'd also found that Larry had been searching for topics such as how to dispose of a body, how to make someone disappear, and how to kill someone without getting caught. They also found hundreds of photos and videos of Maya, some of which were taken without her consent or knowledge, and some of which showed her in compromising or intimate situations with other men. The police believed that Larry had been obsessed with Maya, and that he had killed her out of jealousy and rage. On May 21, 2021, 4 months after Maya's disappearance, the police arrested Larry and charged him with first-degree murder. They said that they had enough evidence to prove that Larry had killed Maya, even though they had not found her body. They said that they had a motive, a timeline, a crime scene, and forensic evidence that linked Larry to the crime. They'd also said that they had witnesses who had seen or heard Larry and Maya arguing on the night of her disappearance, and who had heard gunshots coming from their house. Larry pleaded not guilty to the charge, and he maintained his innocence. He said that he had nothing to do with Maya's disappearance, and that he loved her and missed her. He said that he hoped that she was still alive, and that she would come back to him and their children. He said that he was the victim of a witch hunt, and that the police had fabricated the evidence against him. He said that he had an alibi for the night of her disappearance, and that he had witnesses who could corroborate his story. He also said that he had a reason for having the weapons, the book, and the note, and that they had nothing to do with Maya. Larry's trial is scheduled to begin in September 2024, and he faces life in prison without parole if convicted. His children are currently in the custody of his parents, who support him and believe in his innocence. Maya's family, on the other hand, are devastated and angry. They want justice for Maya, and they want to find her body and give her a proper burial. They also want to see their grandchildren, who they have not seen since Larry's arrest. They have filed a lawsuit against Larry, seeking custody of the children and damages for wrongful death. The case of Maya Millete is a tragic and complex one that has raised many questions and emotions. What really happened to Maya? Where is her body? Did Larry kill her? Or is he innocent? How will the trial unfold? And what will happen to the children? The case of Maya Millete is one of the most baffling and heartbreaking cases of our time. It has left a family shattered, a community outraged, and a nation intrigued, it has also exposed the dark side of domestic violence and the challenges of solving a murder without a body. As we await the outcome of Larry's trial, we can only hope that the truth will come out and that justice will be served. We can also hope that Maya's family will find closure and that her children will find peace. But until then, we are left with many unanswered questions. Questions that haunt us and keep us awake at night. Questions that make us wonder, what if? What if Maya had left Larry sooner? What if she had told someone about his abuse? What if she had taken her phone, her ID, and her credit cards with her? What if she had made it to the divorce lawyer? What if she had survived? We may never know the answers to these questions. We may never know what really happened to Maya. We may never know where her body is. We may never know why Larry did what he did. We may never know how this tragedy could have been prevented. But we do know one thing. We know that Maya Millete was a beautiful, smart, and loving person who deserved to live a happy and fulfilling life. We know that she was a devoted mother, a loyal sister, a caring daughter, and a faithful friend. We know that she touched many lives and that she is missed by many people. We know that she is not forgotten and that she will always be remembered. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time,